I'm joined now by Laurinda Luffman. Laurinda, what is it particularly about swifts that really interests you?
Well, I'm not very good at getting up early in the morning, but I do love my birds. So I do tend to like the birds that are around in the evening. And obviously swifts fall into that category. They come alive, particularly at about sort of eight o'clock at night, 9 o'clock, and really giving us the most amazing displays.
So, can you tell us a little bit about them and their lifestyles? Because they've got quite an extraordinary life cycle, haven't they?
They have, yes. They are a bird that lives in the air. When they fledge from their nest, they will then go and fly to South Africa or certainly down into the way parts of the African continent and spend all of their time in the air feeding, sleeping, and then they'll come all the way back to this country or other parts of Europe to breed. But the young swifts possibly don't even land to breed until perhaps they're 2.5 years old. They're the most aerial of all birds in terms of their lifestyle.
So, one thing I found really exciting is the fact that we have swifts, don't we, nesting in the David Attenborough Building, so above the museum here. What is it about kind of our urban spaces and places like this that seems to be good for swifts?
Well, so originally they probably would have found nooks and crannies in trees, but obviously there aren't enough of those nooks and crannies. So at some point in their evolution, they worked out that they could find the little nooks that they needed in buildings. And of course, a lot of our buildings are in cities. And so that's where they choose to nest. But the problem, of course, is that we are renovating our homes and any little holes tend to get blocked up. And then they are effectively homeless, right, because swifts are nest site faithful. So they will fly all the way back from Africa and try and get in the same little hole that they nested in the previous year. And if it's blocked up, they will keep trying, and it's really very distressing. So we do try to encourage people to either put in internal nest bricks or put up boxes to make sure that the swifts have somewhere to return to.
What kind of things have we got on the David Attenborough Building to help sort of support the swifts? Because it doesn't seem like the immediate place that you've got those nooks and crannies in it.
No, so we have created special boxes for them on the David Attenborough Building, but the building is perfect because it's got a tall tower and swifts do quite like that bit of height so that they can swoop into their nest. You know, to have our first breeding pairs there, I think we did attract them with some swift calls, which you can do if you've got a nest site. So when they hear other swifts, they know, oh, here's somewhere I could potentially nest.
So is sort of a top tip of what we can do to help to make sure that you've got places on your houses where swifts might be able to come and nest.
Absolutely. It's such a simple and easy thing to do, and such an enjoyable thing to do, you know, to have swifts zooming around our houses and part of our lives in the summer. So, you know, it's not just helping them. I think it's great for us to have these birds around us.